All right, a very good afternoon to you once again, and thank you so much for keeping it NBS Television. Welcome to the news updates. I am Mildred Tohaise. We'll take it off with what is happening in the world of news. Now, stakeholders are closing the teacher training education project at the National Teachers College in Kabale that was implemented by Enable, a Belgian development agency. The project was aimed at strengthening management processes, improving infrastructure facilities, and as well as ensuring quality of teaching and learning practices in the 5 national teachers' colleges.
Exactly the same reasons why we started this intervention together with the Ministry of Education and Sports are the same reasons why we thought it was important to improve quality. And through this intervention, you've seen, probably when you are moving around in the exhibition areas, you are seeing some of the spaces that show the before and after of these institutions. We've created a lot of space for teaching and learning activities because we know the quality of teachers that are coming out in these institutions is very, very important, because the teachers, once the teachers are, the nation will be. The quality of people that we have is dependent on the quality of teacher who is coming out from the training institutions. So we've created all these spaces to support that improvement. We've made sure they are safe learning spaces for the teachers. And when you go into details of studies here and there, you will discover that there's been an improvement in the level of security through provision of, say, solar lighting systems on the compounds for the learners. You will notice that the skills of the teachers have greatly improved, and they keep sharing them in other spaces that they have gone to. So they are not only teaching within these institutions, but here and there they get to facilitate activities, and they are able to pass on the skill that they have gained.
To politics, the national chairman of the Forum for Democratic Change, Ambassador Wassa Widigwa, has condemned the manner in which he was held hostage at the party headquarters by a group of men allegedly on the orders of the Secretary General, Nendala Mafabi. Widigwa said this provided proof and did indicate that the party has a problem and needs cleansing.
It really hurts to see such a noble party who have reached such a stage where we can hire goons, Kanyamas, Kifefi, whatever the name they have, to be the one to come in our premises, desecrate our premises and come out of there and beat up people outside our premises. I condemn it, and I condemn those who hired them. I condemn those who gave him instructions. So he said, Chairman, let me check. He went outside, made a phone call, whatever it is, he comes back. I asked him what happens. And I asked him, who gave you the order? I said, it's Nandala, because I know he reports to Nandala. They could not give me an answer. So that's when the entire situation started. Then I realized I was indeed a hostage by my own, more or less my party. And so I went back to Amriat, and we had exchange of, I was very perturbed, not understanding how this can happen, and literally where we are we're useless in as far as solving a problem. Then Amriat showed me that he was as if he pretended was not part of it, or it was not under his powers to tell our members, plus all those who were listening, that it was time to hold fire. Enough had been said, but as a chairman, I was going to request my constituency to say, let's hold fire. The issues that are outstanding, let's wait. I'm going to present them to the National Council, which is going to take place in 1 week's time, this coming Friday.
More details still coming through, and we'll keep you abreast. Now, the Democratic Party Parliamentary Caucus has called upon party members to boycott the homecoming event of the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, also DP President General Norbert Mao, that is slated to take place in Gulu this Saturday, precisely tomorrow. The members of Parliament, including Dr. Lulu Mebaiga of Buikwe South, Richard Lumo of Mitiana South and Richard Sebamala of Bukoto Central, do claim that the event is intended to seal the deal between Mao and the ruling National Resistance Movement. They are also planning to hold a parallel event on the same day in Kampala.
Tomorrow, on the 22nd, we are going to witness two events. One of the events is a demonstration of defeat, and that occasion is going to be in Gulu, when Minister Norbert Mao is going to say he was defeated completely and is going into an unholy marriage. Honor is going to be President Museveni in Gulu. In Gulu, Mr. Mao is going to say he has surrendered. He has surrendered to the man he has opposed almost throughout his life. So you will witness him and his proteges being defeated and surrendering in Gulu before Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni. Tomorrow you will witness another event happening here in the middle of Kampala. It will be at Christ the King.
We are going to hold a very serious prayer. When the children of Israel were going out of Egypt to go back to the promised land, they prayed to God, and God actually answered their prayers by identifying a leader for them. And we are going to Christ the King tomorrow at 10 o'clock to ask God to make us strong so that we can walk a hard road to where we are supposed to go. And I can assure you we shall be there one day. And nobody is going to scare us. We are not scared of anyone. And whoever wants to walk with us, he must be with us tomorrow in Christ the King. We have organized from 10 up to 2 o'clock. And there are going to be very serious statements which will be made from there.
Now to sad news, Nakanyonyi Secondary School has been temporarily closed until Monday to allow doctors to treat the students who were affected by the Thursday poisoning incident. The closure is also aimed at allowing police to investigate the matter better. The decision was made by the Mukono District Education Inspector, Sally Gerald, after several parents stormed the school demanding to take their children for better medication.
But the situation is under control. Most of our patients have been discharged and others are in good condition. Currently, the school is temporarily closed for day scholars. For today, Friday, the scholars are not at school. Basically to give room to the doctors to monitor these ones, mostly those in the boarding section who were affected more, to have close monitoring of their progress and recovery. So that's why the day scholars are not here. But we expect them on Monday, and we expect to resume serious studies on Monday. Let parents not to worry too much. They can come and see their children, but they don't want to be allowed to take the children back home. Government
Well, we do apologize for that technical glitch, but we'll give you more details as it does unfold. Now to matters nutrition, medics at Fort Portal Regional Referral Hospital have noted an increase in the number of malnourished children in some districts in the same region. Those say they have recorded a monthly increase from 60 to over 80 children that are admitted at the facility. Let's get into the conversation on what is going to be done about the situation. Julius Nabimanya, over to you.
So much, Midweek. Well, I'm coming to you live from Fort Portal Regional Referral Hospital. As I report, Mildred and our viewers, this very referral has 11 malnourished children admitted in here, and some of them were discharged a few days back. But according to what we get from medics in here is that there is an increment of malnourished children, the admission of malnourished children from, as you rightly said, 60 to 80 every month. So that is an increment, and they attribute this to food insecurity, poverty, among other reasons. I talked to some of them here, and they say that what should be done is to sensitize the community. They say they have started engaging local leaders to sensitize, because the report shows that most of the sub-counties in Kabarore district are the ones affected, especially Chijura, that the biggest number of malnourished children is where they are coming from. So they have started engaging local leaders in Chijura to make sure that they sensitize community first, to improve on how they feed their children, then to also report, go for medical checkup whenever they get any complications, especially those who get pregnancies when they are still young. That's what they are saying. Away from sensitization and food insecurity, all they need to do is to make sure that government set up some projects that will equip or enable some parents to get something in their homes so that they can address the problem of poverty. That's what we have for our viewers this evening. Midrid, back to you at the Political Command Center.
Thank you very much, Julius Nabimanya. Multiplicity of factors that causes malnutrition, but well, some of these food nutrients you can grow in your backyard, like vegetables as well. You can be able to have those. But let's take a look at what's happening on the international scene. A Sudan governor has renewed calls for residents of Darfur to take up arms amidst intensifying infighting. While in the Kenyan anti-tax hike protests, they have subsidized the police clampdown on protesters.
Darfur governor and former rebel leader Mini Arko Minawi renewed his call for civilians in the region to take up arms to defend themselves, saying the current situation necessitates that. He said this administration was leading efforts to stop the fighting between the Rapid Support Forces and the army, particularly in Darfur. The conflict is now in its 4th month. Minawi has made similar remarks in the past, raising fears that Darfur, which is divided into 5 states, could descend into an all-out civil war amid growing ethnic tensions. Elsewhere in the country, fierce fighting was reported between the army and the RSF in Khartoum, Omdurman and Bahri, the 3 cities that make up Sudan's capital. Eyewitnesses in Khartoum said the army carried out the heaviest airstrikes so far against the RSF positions in several areas. The army said it killed 18 RSF fighters in clashes in Omdurman and Khartoum. Renewed clashes were also reported in Nyala and the capital of South Darfur State after a lull in fighting. The fighting has persisted despite continuing indirect talks between the army and RSF representatives in the Saudi city of Jeddah. Meanwhile, protests in Kenyan cities against tax hikes and high living costs largely subsided on Thursday amid a heavy police presence after several people were reported shot in clashes between security forces and demonstrators a day earlier. At least 300 people were arrested, including several senior opposition leaders, and several people were reported shot, some possibly fatally, in clashes with police on Wednesday. The demonstrations, planned for Wednesday to Friday, are the 3rd round of protests that the opposition has called this month. Apart from minor skirmishes between about 500 protesters and police on Thursday in Kibera, a vast shanty town in the southwest of the capital Nairobi, most residents were going about their daily business as normal. Protests this year have cost the economy more than $20 million per day, according to a private sector lobby group. Veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga did not make a public appearance on Wednesday or Thursday, as he did during previous protests.
To matters culture and kingdoms, Buganda Kingdom Premier Charles Peter Maiga has met with the Kasana-Luwero Diocese Bishop-elect in Bulange-Mengo as part of efforts to strengthen the relationship between Buganda and the Catholic Church. It was during this engagement that the Premier advised and urged the Church to promote wealth creation alongside any other Christian teachings. Well, we do apologize about that technical glitch, but we'll be giving you that story and in detail in our subsequent bulletins, especially on Amasenge J at 7 p.m. 9 p.m. will be a wrap-up of the week's major stories. But coming up next is a dose of entertainment, NBS After 5. I am Mildred Tuhaise. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, a lovely weekend, and God bless you.